There was a woman who wore different masks every day. She changed her personality for different people. She hid her real self behind faces that were never truly hers. The masks weren't just for decoration. They were tools. She kept them on hooks by her door. She chose the right mask before going anywhere. The mask for her mother's house was heavy. It made her face look patient and calm. The mask for the market made her look confident and strong. The mask for her children made her eyes soft and gentle. With this mask, she could handle any problem without showing fear. People loved her masks. The village leaders liked the mask that agreed with their decisions. Her children needed the mask that stayed calm during bad dreams. Her neighbors loved the mask that laughed at their jokes. But something felt empty inside her. Every day was full of meetings and responsibilities. People asked her to come to weddings, help with farm work, and sit with them when they were sad. They said they needed her. They said she understood them. She was always busy, making bread for neighbors, fixing torn clothes for children. But every evening, she came home to silence. Not the silence of no sound, a different kind of silence. The kind that comes when you spend all day saying words that don't match your true feelings. She would take off the day's masks one by one. She hung them back on their hooks. The weight lifted from her face. First, she felt relief. Then she felt lonely, because no one, not one person, had been talking to her real self. They had been talking to the carefully created versions of her. These versions told people what they wanted to hear. They showed people what they wanted to see. She had become very good at understanding what someone wanted within minutes of meeting them. Then she became that person. Her sister called it a special gift. The more people gathered around her, the more alone she felt. She could stand in a room full of neighbors who said they loved her, but she knew the truth. If she disappeared, they would miss someone who wasn't real. No one knew what she truly thought. No one knew her private happiness or her real sadness. Alone in her cottage, she stood in front of her small mirror. She had just removed the day's masks. Her hand stopped halfway to the water basin. She looked at a stranger. Which lines on this face were hers? Which lines came from the masks? She searched for something she could truly call her own. She found only a vague shape of a person she used to know. That person was now hidden by years of careful changes. The next morning, she reached for the marketplace mask. Her fingers touched it. What would happen if she didn't wear it? They might reject her. The fear hit her body first. Her throat felt tight. A cold feeling spread through her arms and legs. Her hand shook. Walking into the village square without a mask felt like jumping off a cliff. She could imagine it clearly. People would turn away. Conversations would stop. Every relationship she had built would slowly fall apart. But those relationships weren't real. Every interaction with her masks was already a rejection of her true self. She had simply rejected herself before anyone else could. She put the mask down. She didn't perform. She honestly disagreed with the butcher about the meat. She let silence happen instead of rushing to fill it with pleasant talk. The baker looked confused. A neighbor stepped back with raised eyebrows. But one woman, someone she had greeted hundreds of times without really talking to, stopped beside her. The woman said, "I didn't know you felt that way. Will you walk with me?" Something moved in her chest. It would take time to remember her own face. It would take time to trust that being known was worth the risk of being rejected. The masks still sat on their hooks near the door. Some days she still reached for them. Her hand moved by habit before she caught herself. But more and more she walked past them without touching them. And slowly she began to recognize the woman in the mirror. Her actual face appeared like something coming up from deep water. It was imperfect, it was uncertain, but it was undeniably real. If this story resonated with you or helped you find a moment of peace, please hit the like button. It truly helps these stories reach more people. And I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which mask do you find hardest to take off?